Have you ever booked a flight based on a viral video, only to find your bank account empty by day 3? In 2026, the old rules of budget travel are dead. Global inflation and new tourism taxes have turned former bargain havens into high-end traps. Welcome to Four Corners Travel. Today, we're exposing 10 famous destinations where the hidden costs will shock you. These are the countries that are no longer cheap. Starting at number 10 is Greece. While the mainland offers some value, the islands have become a financial minefield. In 2026, the government expanded the climate resilience fee, adding up to €10 per night to your hotel bill, depending on the season. If you are arriving by sea, Santorini and Mykonos now charge a €20 entry tax just to step off a cruise ship. These small fees add up quickly alongside rising food prices. A simple lunch at a seaside taverna that used to cost €15 is now pushing 30. Between the mandatory sustainability taxes and the surge in boutique accommodation, the days of finding a €20 pension near the beach are gone. Even the ferry prices between islands have increased by 25% over the last 2 years, making island hopping a luxury instead of a budget-friendly adventure. Next up is Mexico, specifically the Riviera Maya. The completion of the Maya train was supposed to make travel easier, but it has actually triggered a massive price hike across the Yucatan Peninsula. In spots like Tulum, the cost of living has become completely detached from reality. You'll find coffee shops charging $8 for a latte and beach clubs demanding $100 minimum spends just for a chair. Even basic transport is a hurdle. Taxi unions in tourist zones keep prices artificially high, often charging more for a 10-minute ride than you'd pay in New York City. While street food remains affordable, the convenience tax on everything else, from filtered water to sunblock, is staggering. Mexico is still a top destination, but if you stay in the popular zones, expect to pay North American prices for almost every single amenity and service. Japan used to be the expensive country that became a bargain during the currency dips of 2024. However, in 2026, the situation has reversed. The government has aggressively targeted over-tourism by tripling the international departure tax and introducing tiered lodging taxes in cities like Kyoto and Tokyo. The biggest blow to budget travelers was the massive price hike of the Japan Rail Pass, which nearly doubled in cost. This means moving between cities is now a major investment rather than a cheap perk. While you can still find affordable convenience store meals, the cost of visiting major attractions and staying in centrally located hotels has surged. Japan is currently using pricing as a tool to manage crowd sizes, which means if you want to see the famous sites, you'll need a significantly larger budget than travelers had just 2 years ago for the same itinerary. Albania was once hailed as the Maldives of Europe for a fraction of the price. But as the secret got out, the prices moved in. By 2026, the Albanian Riviera, specifically Ksamil, has seen a total price transformation. Beachfront real estate is now dominated by high-end clubs, where a pair of sunbeds can cost €40 a day. Since Albania isn't yet in the EU, roaming charges can be a massive hidden expense if you don't secure a local SIM card immediately. Furthermore, the infrastructure hasn't kept pace with the popularity, meaning private transfers are often the only reliable way to get around, and they aren't cheap. While the mountain villages in the north remain affordable, the coastal areas have largely caught up with the prices of their neighbors in Italy and Greece, losing their status as a true budget haven for sunseekers. Costa Rica has officially transitioned into a luxury eco-destination. The primary issue here is that almost every natural attraction is behind a paywall. National park entry fees now hover around $18 to $20 per person, and many require a mandatory paid guide, which can easily cost $60 for a few hours. In 2026, the mandatory vehicle insurance for rentals has also spiked, often doubling the advertised price of a rental car. Since the country imports a large portion of its goods, Grocery prices in tourist towns are often higher than in the United States. Even a simple casado lunch at a local eatery now costs significantly more than it did a few years ago. Costa Rica is beautiful, but it operates on a pay-to-play model where every waterfall, canopy tour, and forest hike comes with a premium price tag for the visitor. Vietnam is often cited as the ultimate budget destination, but the 2026 reality is more complex. While street food remains incredibly affordable, the cost of moving has skyrocketed. Domestic flight prices have climbed as the government manages fuel surcharges and airport fees. Furthermore, there is a growing trend of foreigner pricing at major cultural sites and for high-end sleeper buses. If you want a comfortable experience with air conditioning and reliable transit, you will find those prices are rising much faster than the local economy. Convenience apps like Grab have also increased their service fees, and the cost of mid-range hotels in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City has seen a 20% year-on-year increase. The gap between a local budget and a tourist budget in Vietnam is wider now than it has ever been in the past decade, catching many backpackers off guard. Iceland has never been truly cheap, but the budget flight trap makes people think it is. In 2026, the discrepancy between the $200 flight and the $2,000 week is wider than ever. A simple sit-down meal for one person rarely costs less than $30, and even a basic sandwich at a gas station can be $15. With the recent increase in carbon taxes, gas prices are among the highest in the world, making the essential rental car a massive drain on your funds. Accommodation is the biggest hurdle. Since supply is so limited, even a basic room with a shared bathroom can exceed $150 a night in peak season. There are no hidden cheap spots in Iceland anymore. Every corner of the island is priced for high-income tourists, making it a destination where you must account for every single penny spent. Bali is the prime example of digital nomad inflation. In 2026, the island implemented a mandatory tourist levy of 150,000 rupiah for every international entry. While that fee is small, the general cost of stay has shifted. The popular areas of Canggu and Uluwatu are now filled with lifestyle cafes where a basic breakfast and coffee will cost you $20, roughly the same as in Sydney or London. Imported goods are taxed heavily, meaning items like sunscreen or specific toiletries are double their retail price elsewhere. Even transport has become expensive. The extreme traffic has made short rides take hours, leading drivers to demand much higher flat rates. If you want the modern version of Bali with private pools and trendy cafes, you are no longer visiting a budget destination. You are visiting a high-end resort island with very high costs. For years, Portugal was the affordable darling of Western Europe. However, the surge in popularity and the influx of remote workers have caused a housing and service crisis. In 2026, Lisbon is one of the most expensive cities in southern Europe for accommodation. Short-term rental prices have doubled since 2022, pushing budget travelers further out of the city center. This adds the cost of long commutes or expensive rideshare journeys. Dining out has also seen a shift. While the local eateries still exist, most restaurants in the tourist zones have adopted London prices. Even the entry fees for historic sites, like the Pena Palace, have risen to manage the crowds. Portugal is still cheaper than Paris, but it is no longer the half-price alternative it once was. You now need a mid-range European budget to enjoy the best of the country. Finally, at number 1 is Thailand. This is the biggest surprise because it is the world's most famous budget destination. In 2026, however, Thailand introduced a new 300 baht entry fee for all tourists. More significantly, the island tax has become extreme. In places like Phuket or Koh Samui, the price of transport, tours, and beachfront dining is now comparable to Mediterranean resorts. The government has also moved away from mass tourism in favor of high-value travelers, meaning many of the legendary $10 guest houses have been replaced by boutique hotels starting at $60. Dual pricing remains a major hidden cost. You might pay $15 to enter a national park, while a local pays $1. While you can still survive on a budget in the rural north, the Thailand that most tourists want to see has officially become an expensive destination. The travel world is changing, and your budget needs to change with it. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments if you've noticed these price hikes yourself. For more honest travel updates and guides, subscribe to Four Corners Travel. See you in the next one.